I like to think that I'm relatively good at communicating, so I don't have any relatable hashtag awkward moments, except this one. It was a half day, so we left school at around 12:45, and by we, I mean me and a few friends. This one in particular will be referred to as Kachang. But my friendship means nothing to these people, so they all planned a gathering at Kachang's house without me. To say the least, I was a bit disheartened. I looked forward to crying in my room, but the door to my house was locked. I checked around the entire place. I knocked on every door, every window. No one responded. I also didn't have a phone on me, so I couldn't call anyone. I'd figured that I'd walk back up to Kachang's place and borrow someone else's phone. As I was strolling, I noticed a pizza car cruising at the same speed I was walking on Kachang's street, and it was slowing down in front of Kachang's house. So my big brain obviously deduced that one of them had ordered pizza. I didn't want to walk up behind the pizza man, that'd just be weird. I decided that I'd wait till off to the side for like 30 seconds or something, and just wait for him to leave. So he got out of his car. He made eye contact with me, by the way. While carrying the pizza, he made eye contact with me, so he knows that I'm here. He and Kachang exchanged money for pizza. He goes back to his car, and he doesn't move. He doesn't get back in. He's just standing there for a while. I obviously can't walk up to the house now, because he's already seen me. He already knows I'm standing here. Why would I walk past the house if I intended to go in? That'd just be weird. And he's not going anywhere. For like 5 minutes, he's just on his phone in front of the car. I figured, yeah, this isn't going anywhere. I might as well leave. But then, as I'm leaving, he walks up to me, and in his very thick accent, he says, "Hey, do you know what this is?" And he holds out his phone. I'm considering my options. "No, sir, I don't know what this is." I have no idea why I chose to imitate his accent. I do know why. It's a small habit I have. But I knew very well that now was not the time nor place, and I did it anyway. He brought his phone a little bit closer, and it was a picture of a coat hanger on his phone, and I was like, oh, he's locked out of his car. And then he continues the question. He's like, "Oh, so do you live around here?" I did, but I said no. Continuing the accent, by the way, so I sounded like, "No, I don't live around here." And he was like, what are you waiting for?" And I was like, "I'm waiting to be picked up by one of my friends." And he goes back to his car, and I'm like, okay, I've lied myself into a corner. Now any chance that I've had at leaving that would be socially acceptable has been dashed. And he goes on his phone for like another 10 minutes. He asks Kachang for a coat hanger. He's fiddling with the coat hanger for a while, and some neighbors come out. They ask him what's wrong. That takes a large chunk of time. Like, I could have left at any time, but I chose not to, as I was already so committed, and also I knew this would make a good story, but mostly because, I've already committed this much time to this, I might as well see it through. So he's still fiddling with the coat hanger, and eventually I hear like a snap, and I hear a car door open, and I'm like, oh wow, this man got his car door open. And he gives me the most genuine smile that I've ever seen anybody give. He's defeated the stupid car door that has been keeping him on this random street, and he gives me the best smile that he could. I gave him the best smile I could, given the circumstances. So I just waited for him to drive over the horizon. I didn't want to be in his rear view mirror at all after the amount of time I spent just standing there. I didn't want to leave the moment he left. So I run into the house like, "I need to borrow a cellular device." Yep, so I call my mom. Lo and behold, she was asleep. Didn't hear any of my knocking whatsoever. And I get home and I look at the clock. Reads 3:15. Well, that wasn't 30 minutes or less. I really wonder how that pizza man is doing. It really wasn't his fault. He overcame a challenge that was in his way. Looking back, I'm pretty sure I might have been invited actually to stay inside, but I just declined.